So they're a little faster and they have lots of speed to them. For all of you who want to be jugglers of the nunchuck and you want to like spin these guys and juggle them around, these are the chucks you want. You can be super fast with these and still create some definite damage with these chucks. Hey guys, it's Jake Mace with JakeMace.com. I'm super late to go to an appointment, but I wanted to get out a new video for you guys today, and I have not done a video on nunchaku or nunchucks in a long time. So today we're gonna do a quick nunchuck lesson together. You guys gotta go find a pair of nunchucks. It's impossible to get skillful with this weapon unless you got a pair on your own. And I would suggest having many pairs that I'll show you guys at the end of the video. So stick with me right now till the end of this video and I'll show you my wide variety of nunchaku sitting back here. For now I got this pair and I want to talk to you about the two different type of nunchaku martial artists there are in the world. Just like there are different kinds of empty hand martial artists. There are the trickers who do lots of flips and incredible feats of martial athleticism. There are the UFC fighters and the MMA fighters whose only goal is to win the competition in the octagon. There are the traditional martial artists from China, Japan, Korea, maybe even from Thailand. And the traditional martial artist seeks to take his or her martial arts practice, not only be able to defend themselves on the street, but then uses their martial training to live a more glorious and more balanced life. There are also different kinds of nunchaku practitioners. Some nunchaku practitioners are the jugglers. Their whole goal is to look as flashy as possible and to see what kind of juggling type techniques they can do with the nunchucks. Whether they're holding one or two, flipping it, throwing it, all these different nature of things. There are the XMA nunchaku practitioners whose goal is to win the kata performance in competition. And then there are guys like me, and I want to be a more traditional nunchaku practitioner. My goal is not to be a juggler. My goal is not to win the competition, but my goal is to gain skills with my nunchuck that will allow me to defend myself and my family at my home, in my car, in the real world, if somebody ever were to come to my doorstep and try to take my life or my loved one's life from me. And so all the techniques that I practice and that I teach to this day with the nunchuck or the nunchaku are designed with that in mind. They're designed for power, for efficiency, for simplicity of movement, and they're designed to hurt somebody, to knock somebody out, and to end somebody who's attacking us. About a year ago or so, my friends over at karatemark.com started dealing with this corded aluminum hexagonal nunchaku, and I love this thing. Up until this point, I've always used a wooden hexagonal nunchaku that looks very similar to this one right here. Very traditional, has the cord. They fray and break after a while, but you can restring them yourselves. They're my classic pair of nunchucks. I still use these, I still love them. They're like 10 or 12 bucks. But lately, I think this is so sexy and I love using this. The weight is heavy. 1 or 2 minutes training with this pair of nunchucks is gonna burn your hand muscles out and burn your wrist out. It's almost impossible to look flashy with this nunchuck because it's so heavy. But for me, I love the combat nature and the heavy nature of this nunchuck. This is the one that I'm gonna take with me into the zombie apocalypse, tucked in my pants to defend me against the walking dead. Stage 1, get a pair of nunchucks. Stage 2, whip it out, hold one end, and start doing number 1 spin, just simple like this. We have all these spins at my online school at JakeMace.com. I don't have a nunchuck DVD, but maybe someday I will, coming up. Simple, you guys. Look at my stance. I'm in a sparring type stance. Right foot forward, right hand has the nunchuck. And my goal is not to be really cool in here. My goal is to fan it out and hit the attacker who's out there. So I'm trying to hit to the head, or hit to the elbow, or hit to the jaw, maybe hit to the knee of the person who's standing in front of me. I'm getting a lot of waist motion, a lot of core work, and when the nunchuck hits my body, it's doing what I call bouncing off your body. Bouncing it, maybe even killing it out here, and then bouncing it over here, killing it out here, bouncing it over here. So I can hit my attacker as hard as I want and never injure myself. So when I do nunchucks, I get really physical, I get really athletic, I get into it, and it's a full body activity for me. The power is going from the earth into my feet, up my legs, into my hips. It's spiraling in my waist and my stomach, and then ricocheting itself through my torso, into my arms, and out the chuck. So already I'm burned out because these are so heavy, but I love it. And that's the first spin. All my beginners have to learn that spin, and even all my advanced nunchuck practitioners have to practice this spin because it's important that we work the fundamentals every day, no matter how skillful we become. Second spin is up and down. Same athletic stance. My goal is to hit the attacker under the chin and then over the head. Under the chin, over the head. Over and over again. And I'm visualizing the guy or the girl coming at me from different angles. So I'm able to go to the left, to the front, to the right, and all my power in my weapon comes from my legs. And I'm fanning it out in front of me. I don't want to have it close to me here. In the movies, when you see Bruce Lee doing all of his cool tricks, he has to keep it close because jugglers keep it close to look flashy. But then when Bruce Lee hits the attackers, it's all outside here. So with this spin, it's the attacker portion of the nunchuck spins. Get them out there. Hit the person that's in front of you. Fan it out. Up and down, all different directions around you. And then our third spin starts from an up position right here. And we do a kind of a figure 8 pattern or a wing pattern, like an infinity sign in front. That infinity 8 kind of sign, going downward. So downward, 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 downward. As if we're hitting somebody over the top, breaking their nose, ripping it off their face. Downward, downward, downward. Not close to you, get it out there. Use your legs. And get it in front. So that's number 3. Number 4 is the sister spin to this one. Only number 4, it works on an upward motion. We're going under somebody's chin or under their groin. Okay, so upward, 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 upward. The same infinity 8 sign, but underneath. And look how my palm is kind of leading the way here. Under, under, under. Now, since 3 and 4 are sisters, we have to work on how to transition between 3 and 4. So if I'm doing 4, like I'm doing right now underneath, I use my arm to transition back to 3. And then back to 3. See that? Try it on your own if you can. Doing 3, use the inner part of my leg to transition back to 4. Leg back to 4. Underneath. Use the arm, go to 3. Use the leg, go to 4. Use the arm, go to 3. Leg, go to 4. Arm, go to 3. Leg, go to 4. Okay? So we can just go leg and arm all day long. That's a different spin coming up. But I want you to be able to transition between the spins. That'll be a skill we'll work on in this video in a couple seconds. For the next spin, I want you guys to get back to number 3, use your leg, go to 4, then use your arm and tuck it under your armpit for number 5. So it starts from the armpit, and my goal is going to be to shoot it out and pull it back into place. But most beginners make it in a circle like this. They think number 5 is a smacking technique going over top of somebody's head. And you know, that could be true, but I don't think that's really what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be a shooting technique that's hitting your attacker as if a bullet of a gun would thrust into somebody, or a knife would thrust into somebody. So instead of smacking like this, I want you guys to shoot and pull back like that. Okay? Shoot it and back. So we're stabbing the person with the end of the hexagonal nunchaku, or nunchuck, or the arji, a gwen if you're Chinese, the 2 sectional sticks. So shoot it. And my goal is to be able to go high, low, left, and right. I'm versatile in any direction I want. So that no matter how stressed I am, no matter what the situation is, I've got an attack for every angle and every size person who's attacking me. If I'm facing you guys, same thing. I'm thrusting it right at you. I'm trying to go right between your eyes, or right to the top of your lip, the du meridian, DU26, or high, or low, or left, or right. Okay, number 5. That's the goal. Be good at catching in the arm, be good at shooting it out. And the name of the game with nunchucks, if you're a beginner, is it's gonna hit you in the joints. I've got so many chips and bruises and bad memories of the nunchuck giving me a nice little bite. It's gonna hit you in the elbow, it's gonna hit you in the fingertips, it's gonna hit you in the shin, the knee, and the head. Maybe you wanna put a mouthpiece in. Maybe you wanna wear eye protection. But getting hit with it is how you learn and how you get better. The next technique for this video that's also at my online school is gonna be like in a high horse stance. And we're gonna work on teaching you how to bounce the nunchuck off of different parts of your body. So we're gonna work on the inner leg and the trap muscle. Now look at this nunchuck. They have an eye right here where the cord is looped through. You guys see the eye? The eye is what I want to hit me. So when the nunchuck hits me with the eye, it'll actually wrap very softly around my body and fling off at a greater rate of speed because it's taking all the energy that went toward me and it's redirecting it back toward the opponent. If the bottom part of the nunchuck hits you, that's when it's gonna bite you, when it's gonna hurt you. So this part hitting you or hitting your collarbone is gonna hurt you. But if the eye hits you, it's gonna just wrap and bounce and fling off. So focus on the eye of the nunchuck as the part that contacts your body. We're in the high horse stance. We're going for inner thigh and trap. Just a little bit on this side. Simple stuff. Learning how to protect ourselves during the usage of this ancient weapon. And this is a Chinese martial art weapon. No matter what the trolls in the comments are going to say below this video, the nunchuck or the RJ Gwen has a long history in the Chinese martial arts, which are one of the oldest style of martial arts in existence. Then the other side, left trap and inner thigh. Then the other way again, right trap. Now back and forth with no break. Left. We're gonna go right, left, right, left. Back and forth, okay? How much do you trust yourself? You might wanna start with one of those foam nunchucks at first. Honestly, I tell my adult students not to do that because you want to have a little bit of fear in you because the fear keeps you controlled. And these nunchucks are really heavy. Did I mention that already? These are so heavy. When I grab any nunchucks after these guys, they're super light in comparison. These are like a nunchuck weight vest. I love it. The next bouncing skill works on bouncing it off of my arm and waist, then off of my ribs, then off of my arms, then off of my neck. Even the neck should be a safe point to hit with. Then I work on my hand, the front part and the back part, then on my arm, then on my upper arm. This is giving me the ability to feel very comfortable and at one with my weapon. And at any moment I could take it and fling it this way and use those bounces to accentuate the power of the attack. Let's link them all together with the solid aluminum chain nunchucks, which are also extremely heavy. We're gonna go high horse stance. We're gonna go leg and trap on both sides. Then I'm gonna go waist, ribs, arms, neck, hand, forearm, upper arm. And those are all the areas I want you guys to be proficient at, being able to bounce it off your body no matter where it goes. The next nunchuck spin is gonna link up my right and my left side. So we're gonna go to a number 2 spin just like this. And then whenever I'm ready, my other hand, my open hand, is gonna grab it underneath and catch it with a 100% success rate. Try to get 100 catches in a row without missing one. You miss one, you start over again. That's my goal with beginners, to give them consistency. So we're gonna go up and down, use the other hand, catch it underneath. Now switch this side up and down, and then catch it underneath. Switch up and down, catch it, keep going. So now we have the number 2 attack, and we're able to link up my right and my left side together so I can switch arms in the middle of the war. Let's get some flow going. Athletic stance, you guys, athletic stance. These are so heavy. I kid you not. These nunchucks are great for training and great for combat. The final technique for this video is what I call the figure 8 over the head. We're working on attacking multiple opponents around us. So at first, I want you to try this stationary. Good solid stance. Put the nunchuck behind your back like this, with your palms facing out like this. See that? Palm facing out. I got my right side forward. I'm gonna go over the head, around the waist, over the head, return to the original position. For some reason, I would say 80% of the people I teach this to for the first time, they're really afraid of the nunchuck when it goes over the head. They tend to hit themselves a lot. So I want you guys to be careful. And here's the technique. Over the head, around the waist, over the head, behind the back. You gotta trust yourself. Now, left hand's got it. Over the head, around the waist, over the head, behind the back. So the attacker's in front of you. You're looking at him or her in the eyes. You're going hit, bounce, hit, return. Hit, bounce, hit, return. Hit, bounce, hit, return. Hit, bounce, hit, return. Now, once you can do about 10,000 of those, and you got a lot of confidence and trust in this spin, we're gonna work on rotating our body during the spin as if we're actually in the fight or in the war. I got left side forward. I'm gonna work on rotating my body during the spin. So right hand does it first. Over the head, around the waist, over the head, return to position. Right hand again. Over the head, around the waist, over the head, return. Again. Just 2 steps. Right foot step, left foot step. Left foot step, right foot step. Then the other side forward, and the other hand goes for it. Left hand. Over the head, around the waist, over the head, return to position. Left hand again. Again. I'm watching for those attackers. They're everywhere. The nunchuck's a great close quarters weapon, just like a short stick is. And return it to position. You guys, those are the essential fundamentals of nunchuck. I need you to practice every day. Look for a new video in the next few days here at my Shaolin Center channel about more advanced skills, flipping the nunchuck, using double chucks, etc. We're gonna go to some credits right now, and at the end of this video, I'm gonna have a bonus scene showing you these nunchucks I have behind me and links to my other favorite nunchuck videos that are already here at my YouTube channel. Thanks for sticking with me through the credits to the end of the video. This is my friend Venus. My dogs just tend to know that when it's martial art time, they kind of avoid me, but if you guys have dogs, make sure you guys look out for them and don't hit your dogs. I've got some different nunchucks here. The ones that I've favored heavily over the years are these kind. These are also at karatemart.com. I'll put links to all these down below this video and in the comments if you want to order one for yourself. These are the natural wood. These guys are 14 inch. Usually they come in 14 inch or 12 inch. And the way that I was taught was that you want to bend your arm up at about a 90-degree angle, put the nunchuck in the joint of your arm, and if the top gets to the crease of your fingers right there, that's about the appropriate length for you. So if I look at these guys right here, which are the same style but smaller, these are way too small for me. But I still use these guys and these ones because they're so small, they fit in my car, or they fit in my gym bag, or they can go with me as I'm mobile. So I'm not saying that I want you guys to obliterate everybody in your life. The goal is not to fight. But if you want a handy pair of nunchucks you can take with you while you travel, not on a plane of course, these are the ones to take with you. They're very small and they still are usable to the point when you can be super fast with these and still create some definite damage with these chucks, making my camera person nervous. So the small nunchucks are great for being mobile and traveling with. The natural, come here, Venus. The natural nunchucks are the best for traditional martial artists. Then we have these ones called rattan, and this is a lighter nunchuck because the rattan has been skinned. It's pretty light. Same rattan as our bow staff you guys can get from jakemace.com. And these have a ball bearing and a chain. so they're a little faster and they have lots of speed to them. And for all of you who want to be jugglers of the nunchuck and you want to like spin these guys and juggle them around, these are the chucks you want. The light ones with the ball bearing and the chain, so you can be really fancy with all the flips. Next, I have one of my new favorite styles of nunchuck. This one, I'll put a link to down below as well. It's like a highly densified rubber. So it's actually flexible and bendable. But don't let that confuse you. To me, this is like the same material that you would see a police nightstick weapon being made out of. Extremely hard. Like it's a densified, hard, completely solid densified rubber. And if you even tap yourself with this, it would completely split open your head. So these guys are got a chain. They're flexible enough that they give you a nice feel. They're kind of tacky, so they bond to your skin really well. And I like these a lot. I'm gonna start using these guys a lot because this pair is one that I feel just has a life of its own, and I like it. And then of course, lastly, the two I showed you today. We've got the corded solid aluminum hexagonal nunchaku and the ball bearing chain ones that have the grip cut and machined into the actual metal itself. I got links to all these nunchaku that I got from karatemart.com down below and in the comments. If you guys don't have a lot of money, go get the cheapest pair you can get and just have some fun. The nunchuck is one of the cheapest weapons you can get. 10 bucks, you can get a pair. And use it forever. Get out there and put at least 1 hour per day into using your nunchaku, or your nunchucks, or your numchucks, or your RJ Gwen, or your 2 sectional sticks. And after a short period of time, you'll become great. You'll have so much fun. You'll feel more secure and confident in the ability you have to defend yourself. And the nunchuck is the second weapon I teach my beginning students to use after the bow staff. So the nunchuck is the next step on the ladder of the traditional weapons of Chinese Kung Fu. You guys send me a question or a comment down below this video, or message me at my social media, Jake Mace Tai Chi on Snapchat or Instagram, and I'll see you guys inside my online school at jakemace.com.